Hey everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. Have you ever wanted to take a photo of some place, but there's just too much stuff in there? There's cars and people walking. Well, I want to take a shot of the freeway today, but there's just a lot of traffic. It's near rush hour. So I'm going to show you how you can get rid of most of these cars in camera. It looks really, really cool. It's using an app called Reeflex, and all you need is your iPhone. So let me jump in, show you how to do it, and here we go. All right, so here we are inside of my iPhone. Let's open up the regular camera app first, and there we have it. Let's just go ahead and take a regular picture or two, and let's go take a look at it. Now we can see there, the freeway's there, but there's also a ton of traffic, and that's not really what we want in the photo. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go ahead and open up another app, and this app is going to be called Reeflex. So we'll open that up here, and let's get that open. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is we'll change the focal length, which is something that you can do in the app. Well, what we want to do is we want to use the motion button there. We want to use the motion there. So we're going to click this little button right there. And you can see it says off. We're going to turn it on, and you can see there now you can switch it from either motion or lights. Because we just want to make stuff disappear in our photos, we're actually going to use motion. And you can now set your shutter speed if you want here. And, or excuse me, you can set it there. You can, your exposure length anytime from half a second all the way up to bold, which is going to be until you push the shutter again. I'm going to go ahead and set this for actually about 1 minute. Actually, we'll go for 30 seconds first, and we'll see how this does. The traffic's moving right now. So now we're going to go ahead and just push the shutter button there and see how this goes. We have a 3-second timer going, and now we can see there the cars are actually disappearing right before our eyes. So what was a busy freeway is now a freeway with no cars on it. It's really quite cool. So we'll wait for this to finish up. And as quick as they disappeared, it looks like we probably only needed about a 10-second exposure instead of a 30-second exposure. But this 30 seconds is really making sure that the freeway is completely clear. And now let's go ahead and take a look. And look at that. Boom. No cars at all. That is just amazing. So let's go ahead now and let's go back to the app here, and we'll just go ahead and we'll drop this down. Let's do it about 10 seconds and see if that's enough. Let's go ahead and take a shot now. We'll have our 3-second timer going, which I recommend because if we're shooting anything where there's long exposures, you want to make sure that you don't have any camera shake from pushing the shutter button. So that's what that self timer is about. And we'll take a look there, and the traffic is gone again. Now you may notice here that traffic has slowed down a bit. And when traffic slows down and the cars start moving slower, you want to increase the exposure length, because you might end up with some ghosting in there if you don't. So we'll go ahead, we'll try this one where they're moving nice and slow. We'll try this at 45 seconds, and we'll see if that's enough to actually get rid of them. So we can see they're starting to disappear there. And as the exposure goes, we'll notice that it's starting to, all the cars are starting to fade away as they move through. Because what this app is actually doing is getting rid of the motion in your shot. So we'll see they're going as the exposure just keeps on going and going. The cars are starting to move. They are moving very slowly though, but as they do move through, they're disappearing. So it looks like now we pretty much have a completely clear freeway again there, and all of our cars have disappeared with that 45-second exposure. And we'll go ahead and click this and take a look. And there it is. Boom. They are gone, and gone. Now, if you want to use raw photos, you can actually use another app called ReeXpose. It's by the same developer. And we'll click that to open it up. And we'll see here, you're going to have much of the same settings. So you're going to have the motion that's going to look like a cloud, and then you'll have the lights, which look like stars. We're going to go ahead with the motion because we want these things to disappear. And the app is laid out a little bit different, but you see there's a little wheel right here that you can roll, and you can go anywhere from 1 second all the way to bold. So this one, instead of starting at half a second, it starts at 1 second. But we're going to go with, the cars are moving pretty good right now, so we're going to go with, say, 15 seconds. And we'll see here how that's going to go. Now, you'll notice on this one, you don't get a preview. You just get a countdown timer because you're shooting raw. So once this finishes up and goes, we'll take a look and see how it performed. And it's saved, so let's go in and take a look. And now, that looks pretty good. That did a nice job there. So now if we go into our gallery here and we take a look here, let's see, let's go to our, let's see if we can get in here. We'll go to all photos and we'll click that last one there. And let's see if we can get some info on it. And there you go. You can see it is a raw photo. You can see it shows iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it is in RAW. So that's going to allow you to do all kinds of other adjustments that you wouldn't normally do when you have the raw photo action going. But back to the regular Reeflex app here, you can shoot and make this thing really, really nice. So like right now the cars are slow. I'm going to shoot a 1 minute exposure here, just to see if I can get rid of everything that's moved, that's standing still. And I'll just be quiet for a moment. We'll come back at the end of the exposure. All right, now this one, you can see here, there's a little bit of ghosting on here. So if you look right there, you'll see there's a little bit of a ghost of the van. And that's kind of the only one. There's a couple of other cars over there that are kind of ghostly. They're kind of light colored cars. They look like they're white cars. And so those cars had started to move, and then they stopped, and they were stopped long enough that they were able to actually be captured in the frame. But let's go ahead and move, let's move this way. All right, well, I went ahead and changed positions here, and I have the ReeXpose app that allows me to shoot raw. This is a little bit more challenging of a situation here, so I may want to have a raw file for later. I'm going to choose about 30 seconds because traffic's moving pretty slowly there. Let's click that. And we're just going to let this roll through. And again, remember, we're not going to get a preview on this one. We're just going to get the timer countdown. And you still can set a self-timer if you want, but we're just going to wait till this finishes up here, and then we'll take a look. All right, there we have it. It is finished. Let's go ahead and see how we did. And look at that. The cars are gone. That is pretty amazing. It looks like there's no traffic on the freeway whatsoever. Now, you can also do this with people, so let's go take a look. Okay, so here we are at the Lincoln Memorial, and we're going to change our exposure here from 15 up to 1 minute, 15 seconds to 1 minute, because we can see a lot of people standing around, and there's some people moving, but not that fast. And so we're going to hit the shutter button, the self-timer is going to go, and now we're going to have our exposure rolling here. Now, you'll see people are starting to disappear, but something you should note is if there are people standing around, they are not going to disappear out of the image because they are still. And this app blurs and gets rid of motion in the app. So if you have people or cars or dogs or whatever moving through, then those people and those items will start to disappear. So we can notice up there by the columns, there are people who are standing still. They're going to be in your photo. But if you notice the people on the stairs, they are getting blurred out and disappearing out of the photo as the exposure goes. So it is very, very nice for that. You may still have those people up there because that's what you want, is to have things that are standing still in the photo remain. Everything else you want to get blurred out. And you can see the people on the steps are really, really fading away. All right, the exposure is done. Let's jump in and take a look here and open up the photo. And let's get rid of that right there. And now we can see the final image, and it looks good. The people have disappeared for the most part, and I like it. All right, well, there you go. That is how you can get rid of cars and people and other moving objects right in camera using the Reeflex app or the ReeXpose app if you want to shoot raw photos. It's very, very simple to do, as we can see, and there's so much more that you can do in these apps that I didn't show you. You can manually control your exposure, your camera, all kinds of great ways. You can choose to manually change your white balance, your shutter speed, your focus, your ISO. You can do all kinds of stuff in here manually and really take over your entire camera. It's fantastic. So yeah, anyways, there you go. I'm gonna leave links to both of the apps down below in the video description so that you can check them out. I'm also gonna leave links to my Amazon page and my social media contacts so you can reach me elsewhere. And I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. And I am Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.